All right, we've been calling this pattern the Pheasantdipity. yeah, eh, just deal with it. Rename it something else if you want. This pattern is a variation on the Serendipity. We wanted to just make things a little bit buggier, a little bit more interesting, and we have been really surprised by how well this fishes. For starters, if you don't have Serendipities in your boxes, shame on you because they are fish crushers. And this one's just going to give you something that's a little bit of a different look, different materials, but the same premise. So I'm currently tying this on a standard barbless size 14 dry fly hook. Of course, you can change sizes a bit, and I'm going to start with a 6/0 red thread, just laying down a little bit of a thread base. All right, our first material here is going to be a small hank of dyed red pheasant tail. It's worth getting this. I know that seems so weird, but there's so much you can do with this red pheasant tail in fly tying. It's worth having this. Not just for this pattern, it's super useful, but we're going to take maybe 4 or 5 pieces of that pheasant tail, and we're just going to tie it right down the body. Sorry, hook shank. It's going to become a body. So wrap that in, advance your thread back up, and then we are just going to go ahead and wrap this up. Let it go wherever it wants to go. I actually like it when it spreads apart a little bit because it gives it a more buggy looking body. Capture that up here at the front, tie it down. You should have something like that. You get that nice little bit of black in there from the natural barring of the feathers. Now we are going to come in with one, just one, don't get too greedy here, one white CDC oiler puff. And we're going to tie that in right at the top, right at the stem. Okay. So tie that in right up there at the front. Snip out that excess and go ahead and clean up. And I am going to exaggerate the head on this. Very Serendipity-esque, like so. The next step is to search through all your drawers to try to find the whip finisher, which is actually setting right in front of you. Yeah, I do that far too often. But go ahead and whip finish, because that is it, my friends. Easy breezy. Snip out that excess. And now we are going to take that oiler puff. I like to take it and sort of twist it as I stretch it up. And we're going to cut it nice and short so that we just have that nice little tuft. And that is it. Easy, breezy. This thing fishes so well. It takes the flashiness of the Serendipity out. It takes the deer hair out. And it just gives them a different look, but it fishes just as well. And it's easily adaptable. You can tie this in, normal colors. We often tie it with a black pheasant tail as well as a natural. And you can get into all kinds of different avenues here. The red is pretty attractory, but if you use a natural, it looks like a lot of different things. I mean, it can look like an emerging caddis, all sorts of things. And then when you get into the black, of course, you can get it very midge-like. It will also look like a flying ant. So this simple little thing is so effective. And very often when we sit down at the vise to tie flies, we just get way too fancy with it, and it's not necessary. It's just not. This is 3 materials. This is thread, some pheasant, and some CDC. That's it. But this one simple little profile, this one simple little tie in a couple different colors can mimic so many things, and will very often catch just as many, if not more, as the far more complex patterns that we spend a gazillion years working on. So this simple little pattern, it covers so much, from emergent bugs to terrestrials and a little bit of everything in between. Great little pattern. Tie some up, utilize that concept of keeping it simple. Get some more guide patterns in your boxes. Guides, we like to keep things nice and simple that catches fish, because we don't want to spend our entire life tying complex flies. So there we go. Tie some up. Tight lines. God bless.